Hello everyone, welcome to Banjwad College online classes. Already in the last session we are discussing about the strategies of reproductive health. How we are going to be overcome from the problems which are related to the reproductive health we are already discussed. Clear? Then also we are discussed about the goals of RCH and the strategies of RCH. And even we are discussing what are the requirements needed to implement whatever the action plans are given by the RCH. Clear? These all things clearly we are discussed in the last session. Now we are going to be discussing about the one more important concept, that is the population explosion concept. In this concept, first of all, what is meant by the population explosion we will discuss. Later on, the remaining things we will discuss. First of all, what is meant by the population explosion? The population explosion, it is the rapid increase in size as well as growth rate of population in a short period of time. See that the rapid increase, population explosion means nothing but the rapid increase in size as well as growth rate of population in a short duration of period. Okay, it is called as population of explosion. Clear? Then next we can see that population explosion related some of the technical terms we are discussing here. One is in that is demography. What is meant by the demography? We know that very well what is meant by the democracy. Democracy means nothing but peoples. Okay, now here also the meaning of demos is the people, and the meaning of graphy means that is nothing but as a writing. Okay, now we can see the definition of demography. It is a statistical study. It is a statistical study of human population. It is a statistical study of human population. We can say it as a demography. Sometimes they are asking for 1 mark question, or sometimes they will give in the NEET exam. The next one more term, that is census. What is meant by the census? We are observing in the newspapers, we are heard this word in the news, in TVs. See that. What is meant by the census actually? It is a systematic procedure. It is a systematic procedure of collecting information about the human population. You know very well, some of the people, some of the volunteers, some of the peoples are coming from the government to count the members, how many members are present in our home. That is also done with that is the purpose of to calculate the census. Now we can see that here census means it is a systematic or scientific procedure of collecting information about the human population. Okay, now the census is conducted for every 10 years one time. Okay, 10 years per one time they will conduct the census. Okay, calculating or collecting the information about the human population, whether it is increased or decreased or constant. They are understanding with the help of the collecting information by using the census. Now we can see here, first census was conducted in the year of 1871. First census was conducted in the year of 1871. The latest census was conducted in the year of 2011. 2011 they conducted the latest census. We are understanding. I hope you are understanding about this concept. Now the next one will move to the some more technical terms we are discussing here related to the population, that is natality. Natality means nothing but birth rate. What is meant by the birth rate? Birth rate means nothing but the number of live births per increase the number of live births per 1000 individuals per year. We can see that increases the number of live births, increases the number of births per 1000 individuals, in a particular area, in a particular time. We can say it as a birth rate. We can consider it as a birth rate. Okay, for example, if you take 8 births takes place in an area, already in that area we are consisting 20 peoples. For that 8 new members are added in this year. Then what is the birth rate of one person? That is nothing but as a 0.4. Okay, that is per individual. Per individuals, how much rate is going to be increasing? That is the 0.4% or 4 is going to be increases. This is the birth rate. Now the next one, same, in the place of births we can put the death. Now we can see that increases the number of deaths in per thousand individuals per year. We can consider it as a mortality. Same like this one only, we can calculate even death rate also. Now we can see what is mean by the immigration. What is mean by the immigration? What is mean by the emigration? How these factors are influencing whether increasing population or whether decreasing population. How it is going to be affecting on the population density. For example, if you take here and emigration affecting on the population density. For example, if you take population density in a one place or in one area, we are calculating the population density. Now we can take here, this is, you can write here emigration. Now we can write here immigration. Now here we can write mortality. Now we can write here natality. Here we can put plus mark. Here we can put plus mark. Here we can put minus mark. Here we can put minus mark. What is the indication of this diagram here? What it tells us? It tells us whether the population is going to be increase or whether the population is going to be decreases. When the population is increasing, when the population is going to be decreases. By using these 4 terms, we can explain the population density, whether increased or decreased. Now we can see first one, if natality is increases, the population density is automatically increases. If mortality is increases, the population density is going to be decreases. Whether the immigration is increases, population density automatically going to be increases, that indicates the plus mark. And whether immigration is increases, population density is going to be decreases. Already we discussed about the natality definition and mortality definition. What is immigration? What is emigration? I will explain very simply. You can see here. For example, this is a one area 1 we can take. Now we can take here area 2. We can take here another one. This is the area 3. Now we can see in this first area, if you observe, 10 dogs are presented in a area 1. Clear? Now, in this area 2, 100 dogs are there, and as well as in area 3, 100 dogs are there. In area 2, 1000 dogs are presented. Okay, we can see here. Now we can take consideration area 1. We are talking about the area 1. If in case from the area 3 or from the area 2, if 50 dogs are added to the area 1. From the area 2, 150 dogs are added to the area 1. How many it becomes now? Around 60 dogs. Now the density is going to be increases. The processor means it is an act of moving the same type of organisms from the one area to another area. We can consider it as a immigration. Now same like as from this area 1, if some dogs are moving into the area 3 from this place, I am talking about area 1 only. Whether increasing also, from you have to consider this population only, whether decreasing also you have to consider this population only. Whether it receive the same organisms from the population A2, we are consider it as a, or a habitat A2, we can consider it as a population density increases. The term we can say it as the moving of organisms from A2 to A1, we are saying it as a immigration. And due to this immigration, population density is going to be increases. Already we are talking about that thing here. Now the next one, whether the dogs are moving from population, area 1 to area 3, this process is called as a immigration. For example, from this area, 50 dogs are moving into the area 3. Now, area 3, it becomes 150 dogs, but in area 1, we are talking about area 1. In the area 1, it becomes 50 is going means around 10 dogs are remaining in this area, decreasing the population density. This moving, the process of moving organisms from the A1 to A3, we can call it as a immigration. Because of immigration, decreasing the population density. Because of immigration, increasing the population density. Clear? Okay, is there any doubt? Okay, fine. This is thing. We are explaining about the terms immigration, natality, mortality. These 4 factors also plays a major role to increase or decrease the population density. Clear? We can discuss again one more time. We are discussing these things clearly with an examples in case of organisms and population lesson. Okay, now we'll move to the significant data on population. Okay, significant data on population. First we can take the data worldwide. Okay, data worldwide. In the year of 1900, in the year of 1900, we can consider world population will be 2 billions. World population is 2 billions. When it comes to the 2000, it increases or it skyrocketed to 6 billion. It skyrocketed to 6 billions. Okay. Now we can see in the year of, according to latest census, in the year of 2011, it becomes 7.2 billions. 7.2 billions. This is the data worldwide. This data will be worldwide data. Now the same thing we are taking, the same way we are calculating data, we are taking data in India. Now we can see in India population we are observing here at the time of independence, we are observing our population is 350 millions at the time of independence. After that, in 2000, our population is reaches around 1 billion mark. Now, later on, according to latest census report, our population is crossed 1.2 billions. Okay, this is the rapid increases population rate in our India, especially we are observing. Okay, now we can see based on this data, according to 2011 census report, the population growth rate was less than 2%. Don't think it as less than 2% means very less, no sir. Why you are stressing this term? Okay, less than 2% means not any simple thing here. Here less than 2% means nothing but 1.2%. That means 17 peoples are added to the per 1000 individuals per year. 17 new births are added to the 1000 individuals per year. Okay, by this rate, our population could be double in 33 years. Now, our population according to 2011, our population is already crossed 1.2 billions. Okay, 1.2 billions is already crossed. Now, when we are observing the same scenario, same continuation is occurs, and by this rate, our population could be double in 33 years. See that? That means every sixth person in the world, as is an Indian. If you observe 6%, every sixth person in the worldwide must and should Indian people. Clear? Now we can see that one more time I will tell you. According to 2011 census report, the population growth rate was less than 2%. That means 1.7 approximately. That 17% means 17 peoples added to the 1000 individuals per year. By this rate, if the population is increases, it could be double in 33 years. That means every sixth person in the world is an Indian. Okay, are you getting now? Okay, fine. Now we'll move forward to the why this population explosion is causes. What are the reasons behind that? We will discuss now. Reasons for population explosion are. First point, it occurs due to increased health facilities. Facilities means nothing but nowadays death rate will be less. Why the nowadays death rate will be less? Because sophisticated equipment is available in hospitals to treat any kind of diseases. Okay. Currently we are observing corona disease. That is also the death rate will be very less in our India, because especially in India we are observing the sophisticated equipment is available in the India, and knowledgeable scientists were there in the India. That is the reason our Indian mortality rate is very less during in this corona period. Clear? Now see that according to this, And better living conditions. Better living condition. This is also very important. Better living condition. This is also very important. But here, better living conditions are there means obviously what happens? Where the better living conditions are there the population will be more. The reason is, for example, now corona effect is very less in India than compared to America. Maybe in few years after, you can see the American peoples may be migrated to India. Obviously, Indian population is going to be increases. It maybe happens it also. Okay, it may happens in the future. Okay, now we can see that. These are also one of the factor to increase the population explosion. Now the next one, second factors, that is decline in the death rate. Decline in the death rate. Already I told you that when the medical facilities are more, automatically decline in the death rate. Okay, now it is decrease in MMR, decrease in IMR. Decrease in MMR means decreases the maternal mortality rate, decreases the infant mortality rate. In the strategies only we are discussing about this. Already clearly I told you about what is maternal mortality, what is infant mortality, how we are going to be decreasing these things. Clear? Now the next one, we'll move to the third point, increase number of peoples in reproductive age. It means increases the peoples more in the reproductive period. Reproductive period means in the fertile period group, there what happens? They will participating in the sexual contact and they are going to be increases the population more and more in the society. Clear? Now this is increases the number of peoples in the reproductive age group. This is also one of the major reasons for the increasing of population explosion. Now the next one, consequences. What are the problems we are facing because of because of population explosion? Okay, now we'll discuss one by one. First one, we'll see consequences of overpopulation. It is the first point. We'll see that it increases financial crisis. Financial crisis in the family as well as in the country. How it causes the financial crisis? Okay, for example, this year in our family 4 members are there. Okay, we used to purchase 1 rice bag per month. Okay, that's sufficient. But if in case in our family within 2 months increased the members is around 10, for example, then is it sufficient 1 bag rice per month? No, that is shortage in rice. That is why it is causes, because increases the number of births in the society, it automatically causes the financial crisis. In place of 1 bag rice, we need to purchase 3 bag rice per month. Okay, obviously automatically increases the financial crisis in family. So in the same way, we are noticing the same things in the society even. Clear? That is one point. The next one, we'll go to the second point. That is if the production of food does not increases. Why the production of food does not increases? Is it increase 1% land? Is it increase any 1% land in the society, in the nature? No. Clear? Now, as well as the same scenario, if the production of food materials does not increase, production of food is not increasing because the land is not increasing, the food production also not going to be increasing. If the food production is not increasing, it leads to a shortage of food supply. Automatically will not get the proper food amount. For example, in the India, in 2011, if you observe, 1.2 billion people were there in India. Now, some amount of food is produced by the Indian farmers. Okay, that is sufficient now. We can manage those resources. Okay, manageable. But when it is crossed 1.2 billion, it may reach around 7 billions in 2 more years, for example. The land is not going to be increasing. the food supply is not going to be increasing. In case, then what happens here? Obviously, the persons will not get the proper amount of food materials. At the time, the persons will not eat the food. One person can eat another person. That situation will come in future. Okay, we can't say it will not happen. The scientific methods, biotechnological methods are increasing. Then also the shortage will takes place in the nature. Okay, this is another point. Now the next one, third one, it is very difficult to provide house and clothes. Very difficult to provide the house. I told you already, 1% land also not increasing. The population rate is skyrocketed. But land is not going to be increasing 1% also. The reason is 1 inch land formation or 1 inch soil formation, it takes around 1000 billion or 1000 years. 1000 years. 1 inch soil formation takes 1000 years of time. That's what the land is not going to be increasing, but population rate is going to be skyrocketed. Obviously, we get the lack of shelter and lack of clothes for everyone in case of rapid increasing in population. Now, the last one we'll discuss. Overpopulation causes eco-degradation. Eco-degradation means nothing but pollution. It increases the pollution rate. Therefore, it is necessary to check to stop the population explosion. Then only we can manage the even pollution rate. Already we discussed reasons for the population explosion and problems which will arise due to the population explosion we discussed. Now we will discuss about the methods to prevent population explosion. How we are going to be preventing the population explosion? What are the methods are available in the society? Now, the first one we discuss about the peoples, particularly those who are in reproductive age group, should be educated. Should be educated about the advantages of small family. About the advantages of small family. We have to aware the peoples. Already I told you that in the strategies, create awareness among the fertile couples and who are in marriageable age group. The reason is to educate the peoples who are in the marriageable age group. Obviously, we can reduce the population explosion. We have to tell about the advantages of small families to them. Clear? Now the next one, second point. Posters showing a happy couples with two children, happy couples with two children, with slogan "Hum do, hamare do." Hum do, hamare do. With this slogan, we can show the poster with the two childrens. With the two childrens, obviously the peoples can get the motivated, can be motivated by these posters. Okay, now displayed many couples during advertisements. Displayed many couples have adopted one child norm. Displayed many couples adopted a one child norm. This is the very important thing. Displayed the many couples. So many celebrities or so many couples are, they are satisfied with one children, whether it is a girl or boy. Why? The reason is to prevent or to reduce the population explosion. It is also one of the inspirational or motivation thing to the peoples. While educating the peoples, we need to show these posters. Now, next one, we'll move to the third point. By increasing the marriageable age of the female is minimum 18 years. Already I told you that what are the consequences occurs due to the child marriages. While discussing problems related to the reproductive health, I told you clearly the problems leads to the because of child marriages. That's what we need to increase the age of marriageable age. For females is minimum 18 years, for males is minimum 21 years age. Then they will get some maturity and they come to know that which is right, which is wrong. Okay. Now the next fourth one, couple with a small families. Couple with a small families can be encouraged. Can be encouraged. For example, if you can see that, now take an example about coronavirus. Coronavirus is cause the many problems to the persons. If they are getting corona, sometimes they may die. They knows, but then also they are not listening what are the rules are given by the government. They are not following strictly. But in case of that, the government is announced to the people who are not coming outside from their home for 1 month, we will give 1 crore rupees for the person. If the government is announced this thing to the people, no one will come outside. Even the person not getting proper amount of food and proper things, then also they will withstand those situations. Then also they are not interested to come outside because government is announced the 1 crore rupees will give for the one person if they are not coming outside from the home. Okay, that's what here also the government also thinking in different way. They have to be encouraged. They have to be encouraged small families by giving incentives. Incentives means nothing but in the form of money, in the form of gifts, in the form of medical facilities, in the form of free education. Some things, some of the advantages you have to provide to the couples who are having small families. Okay, clear? Now the next one, we'll move to the last point, that is there are many birth control measures which can check the birth rate, such as contraceptives. We'll discuss clearly about these contraceptives in the next class. What are contraceptives? How many types are there? What are the merits and demerits of the contraceptives? We'll discuss clearly. Now just you can see here, there are many birth control measures which are given by the government, available in the society to check the birth rate, such as a contraceptives. Clear? These are the 5 points. These are the 5 things we need to know to control the population explosion. We have to follow, must and should, these 5 points. Then obviously we can prevent the population explosion.